Good morning. It is April 29th at 7:10 in the morning, and I'm going to do a deeply personal matchup here for you and I, at least it used to be. I'm going to do the 2007 San Antonio Spurs against the Phoenix Suns. Here are the starters. All right, there are the starters. And I was thinking a lot about this with this matchup because you love the Suns team and I love the Spurs team. And we used to get into a lot of verbal altercations over them, at least from what I remember we did. And especially about Steve Nash. And it's funny, my problem never was really with Nash because I knew what Nash was. I always thought he was a little overrated because he was a product of the system. But, a lot of players are products of the system. And I don't have a problem. Ooh, as Kurt Thomas wins the toss. I never had a problem with Nash personally. He always seemed like a nice guy and everything. I think I just had a problem more with D'Antoni and his style. And it's funny that, now everyone plays this way. Oh, there's Stoudemire for the layup. And D'Antoni still hasn't won a championship. I do think there's something to be said for that. But, anyway, we'll talk more about it as the game goes on. Parker blocked by Kurt Thomas. And Tony Parker with the foul. All right, here's Steve Nash. This matchup, you got to admit they were fun. Just a contrast of styles. I just didn't like the small ball style. Oh, Marion, a player I really respect and admire. I just never really was a big Stoudemire fan. I never thought that. Oh, look at that free throw. I just never thought he was legit, especially defensively. This team didn't play any defense, and I remember that bothered me a lot. Marion gets him off quickly. That didn't sound right. Gets him off quickly. Come on, Duncan. Good defense by Stoudemire. Uh-oh, I'm off to a slow start here. Oh. Raja Bell, it's good. 7-0 to start the game. Oh, good defense from Raja Bell. I should have pulled up with Finley. Well, I did just wake up a few minutes ago, so guess I gotta wake up. Stoudemire with the block. And so far, he is owning Tim Duncan. Ugh. Ugly start. Oh no. Parker's second personal. So Beno Udrih will have to make an early appearance. Stoudemire to Marion. Duncan already has a foul as well. Got to be careful. Udrih strips him. Stoudemire, no. Here comes Udrih. Oh, go to the rim, Duncan. Oh my gosh. Nash. Moving the ball. I'm rusty to start this game. Marion down the lane scores it. Spurs might need a timeout. Or put Ginobili in the game. Bowen. Udrih. Udrih, no. Fabricio Alberto. And he finally puts it in for the Spurs' first bucket. Ugly start for the Spurs, but Alberto gets them on the board. You know, Alberto and Francisco Elson started the exact same amount of games. Uh-oh. Well, close to the exact same amount of games. But Alberto started more in the playoffs, and that's why I'm giving him the nod, because that's what I really remember from this year, was their battles in the playoffs. And Diaw started more games than Kurt Thomas in the regular season, but Thomas started more in the playoffs against the Spurs team. Uh-oh. Nash being guarded by Bowen. Bowen on the steal! And that's what the Spurs needed to get him going. I probably should put Bowen on Nash. I mean, that's how they played him. Bowen's such a good defensive player. Kurt Thomas on the outside. Into Stoudemire. Over Duncan. No, rebound Duncan. Udrih. For three! Beno Udrih. He could do that. I really liked Beno's game. And Udrih on the steal. To Finley. And it's all tied up just like that. Stoudemire. Up to Marion the Matrix. Beautiful alley-oop there. Raja Bell was a good perimeter defender. Oh, man. Duncan struggling against Finley all the way. Turn back the clock, Michael Finley. Marion. Ugly pull-up jumper, but gets it to go. Sean Marion, he's got 8 points for them. Duncan inside over Nash. Udrih He's giving him a nice shot in the arm. Get out there. Kurt Thomas. Good ball movement from the Suns here. Bowen with the block, and he's playing terrific defense. Oberto, the running hook. Fabricio Oberto, the very heady veteran out of Argentina. San Antonio on top. How about the lefty running hook? But anyway, it's just funny looking back on this, how passionate you were for the Suns team and how passionate I was for the Spurs team. I love this team so much. And I knew, oh, Marcus Banks in the game, rebound Bowen. I just knew, and it's easy to say in retrospect, but I just knew that the Spurs team was going to win. I just knew they were the better team. Oh, ball entered from the bottom of the basket. I shouldn't say that. I didn't know, but I had a really strong feeling. But anyway, all subs in right now for the Spurs. Ori for three. No. So we're going with the bench lineup here. Marcus Banks. Here's Marion. Marion! He is tough in there. Oh, Ginobili, what a move. Manu Ginobili. He had hair then. Gotta have the haired Ginobili here. Tell you what, I found this 07 roster. Whoever did it did an amazing job. All the minutes and everything are correct. For the regular season anyway. It's pretty phenomenal. And every roster is full, which I know it's kind of like big deal, but you don't see that with these downloaded rosters typically. Marion continues his hot streak. Ginobili. Oh. Barbosa knocking it away. Diaw blocked by Brent Berry. Diaw, who would go on to become a Spur. Manu Ginobili hitting it. From Francisco Elson. Diaw, that's too easy. Boris Diaw inside from Marion. I was a big Diaw fan. No one was happier than me when he went to the Spurs. Uh-oh. Poked away there by Barbosa, who had an outstanding year that year for the Suns. The spin by Ginobili. Beautiful move. 6 points for Manu. Udrich. Marion working against the former Sun Ori. Marion. No, rebound Francisco Elson. Elson on the screen. Into Elson. And Francisco Elson putting it in. I always liked Francisco Elson. Manu giving him a nice shot in the arm, as I said earlier about Udrich. Another European lefty. Knocked away. This Spurs team had so many players born outside the United States on this team. They may have been the most foreign team, at least at the time, if I remember right. I mean, they had a lot. Ori on the steal. Brett Berry, no. Kind of a funky shot. Diaw. Boris Diaw. Well, more of a defensive battle than I anticipated. San Antonio up by 2. Tim Duncan struggling a bit early on. So anyway, what I was saying earlier, though, about the matchup with these two teams, if I ever did or said anything, I apologize that if it offended you. But I realize that's way in the past now. But anyway, I had to do this matchup, you know. It was just such a personal matchup for us. And I loved this matchup, too. I really did. And this was, of course, the year the Spurs went on to win the championship. Elson. Elson. Nice move from Francisco Elson. Jalen Rose in the game. And yes, he was on that team. His final year. He actually played decently well. Oh, Marion, what a drive. Marion single-handedly keeping Phoenix in this game. Parker back in the game. Oh, blocked away by Diaw. His French teammate. James Jones. Oh, big shot, Bob. Ginobili, the fadeaway now. Diaw. Yes. Phoenix has got the lead back. Parker down the lane, fouled. Ooh. Oh, poked away. Ginobili with a dunk. Ginobili. Oh, no. Parker with his third foul. So Parker and Duncan, despite their slow starts, Spurs still on top. Parker with the dunk with the left hand. Great pass by Duncan. Spurs back on top by 3. No! Oh, man, I cannot get near Nash at all. So Parker will have to sit again. And remind me not to... Well, no one can remind me, but... I'll have to remind myself not to reach with Nash. Or with Parker, rather. Duncan inside. Well, we got to take advantage of that switch. Ginobili to Duncan. Duncan with 4 now. Uh-oh. Barbosa getting the pick there from Stoudemire. Barbosa from Brazil over the Argentinian Alberto. Duncan, he's too much in there. Boy, Ginobili's having a good game so far. Finley knocking it away from Barbosa. Getting on it is Finley. No foul. Dang it. They're calling everything on me. Oh well. Here's Bell looking to inbound. Gets it to Stoudemire in the corner. Barbosa. No, rebound Duncan. He's skied in to get that one. Alberto inside now. Duncan. Oh, man. Duncan struggling. 3 for 8. Holy moly. Anytime I reach for a steal, I get a foul. I need to stop. Alberto. Ahead to the Argentinian Ginobili. Argentina to Argentina. That pass never works on this game. Ginobili with 10 off the bench. And he was spectacular against the Suns. Timeout, Phoenix. No. Nash wide open. Knocking it down, Steve Nash. That was too easy, wasn't it? Okay. Nash knocking it away. Oh no. Bad pass by Duncan. No, Nash open again. Yes! It's a 2 though. Oh my goodness, Duncan really struggling. Nash knocking it away from him. Nash. Kurt Thomas inside, fouled by Alberto. Kurt Thomas knocking it down. He was a great pickup for this team. Tie game. 7-0 run here for the Suns. Oh my goodness. Duncan continuing his struggles. This has been a battle. Barbosa to Nash. Oh no, Stoudemire wide open. Phoenix on top, 9-0 lead. To Finley. Oh no, Finley off the mark. Raja Bell. I was looking at the minutes played on this Suns team, and Bell played the second most minutes on this team, both in the playoffs and in the regular season. Jump ball between the two future Hall of Famers, Nash and Duncan. And anyway, Stoudemire played the most. I would have guessed it would be Nash, but Nash was third. Duncan easily wins it. Ahead to the former Sun, Finley. Michael Finley. Great feed from Alberto, who was a great passer. Not as good of a passer as Thiago Splitter, the Brazilian center who would win with Duncan in 04 or 14 rather. Oh, Nash making them pay. Duncan, no. He has just struggled. I need to stop forcing it. Nash down the lane and one. Fouled by Ginobili. Wow. Nash knocks it down. Udrih in the game. Duncan inside, getting it to go. Duncan with 8. Although I have to admit, I've taken a lot of shots with him. No! Great pass by Nash to Kurt Thomas. Wow. Phoenix putting on a show here. Brent Barry in the game. Duncan, he returns the favor with the end one. Oh, Duncan off the mark on the free throw. James Jones, look at Bowen. Bowen all the way. Bruce Bowen. Haven't been able to get him any open threes yet. Barry. Yes, Brent Barry for 3. He actually played a key role on this Spurs team, averaged about 9 points a game. Oh, and Beno Udrih continuing. He gives San Antonio the lead. Anytime he's in the game, he makes it happen. Beno with 5 points and 5 assists. The future Sacramento King. No, Ori, stay on Marion. Beno can't guard him. Uh-oh. Marion. No, rebound Duncan. Oh, I was going to hit Ori in the corner for the 3, but that's okay. Elson in the game. Duncan will take a seat. Udrih all the way to the rim. Timeout Phoenix. Beno Udrih. Giving the Suns some problems. Marcus Banks. No. Rebound Francisco Elson. They've gone cold. Robert Horry over the top of Sean Marion. I don't know about that, but I'll take it. Raja Bell. Uh-oh. Wide open. No. James Jones would normally knock that down. Barry. No. Diaw. Into Elson. And France goes into the Netherlands there for the foul. Diaw knocking it down. All right. Oh, terrible play. Here comes James Jones. Off to Diao. No, even worse. Oh, should I let him have the dunk? It's a 1-point game. What a game we've got here. Udrich to the lane. Bano Udrich off the bench. 9 points, 5 assists. 55-52. Tim Duncan forced it a little bit in the first half. Let's go to the halftime show with Ernie Johnson. Ernie.
Halftime show. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Phoenix?
Well, they had a strong perimeter game. See, Ernie, when this team executes from long range, those weapons spread out of defense. Coming out in the second half, if those shooters are hot, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
Well, if you would have bet me that at halftime the Spurs would be up and the key player would be Bano Udrich, I wouldn't have taken the bet. There's Phoenix, Arizona. I've been there. It's a lovely city. Parts of it. All right, Brett Barry in at point guard right now. That's unusual. Uh-oh. Tim Duncan inside against Stoudemire. Duncan getting it to go. He's now shooting at 50%. 12 points for Duncan. Brett Barry on the steal. Barry, who's also announcing this game. It's like the game knows when they're on the roster, we got to have them announce. Up to Stoudemire. Over Duncan. Finley for 3. Michael Finley. Got to get more of those driving kicks like that. Nash. Working it against Barry. Oh, and he gets tied up with Duncan again. That's 2 jump balls Duncan's has forced. Phoenix needs to be careful here, down by 8. Finley into Duncan. Oh, come on, Tim. Go up strong with it. Oh! Like he wasn't even near him. Oh, well. Parker in, and I will not be reaching with Tony Parker. He only has 3 points. A guy that I was expecting to have a big game, him and Duncan. In fact, going into this game, I was thinking, if I'm going to win, I need a big game from Parker and Duncan. And Duncan's done okay, but Parker has given me nothing. It's been Bano Udrich. Finley fouling Raja Bell there. Raja Bell misses, hits Duncan in the head. Knocks down the second. Parker down the lane. Duncan inside. Throwing it down on Nash. Duncan now with 14.6 rebounds. Stoudemire working against Duncan. One-on-one. Tough shot over Duncan. Miss. Rebound Duncan. Bowen. 4-3. If they're going to double team Duncan, you better look out. Bowen with 7 now. Timeout, Phoenix. And this was the problem with Phoenix, in my opinion. They always had to double team in the post because they couldn't guard in the post. And guys with shooters, Bruce Bowen, Michael Finley, Ginobili, they'd make them pay. Have you ever thought, I don't know, I think it's funny that like a coach like D'Antoni hasn't really tweaked his system a little bit. It's like you've won a lot of regular season games, but you've never come close to winning the championship. You've never even gone. Wouldn't that be a sign that you need to change something? I don't know. Ginobili. No. Definitely shot that one fast. Marion. Barbosa inside. Kurt Thomas, no. Rebound, Finley. Oh, Nash came up and stole it. Barbosa. Yes. Leandro Barbosa. The Suns have got to play at this frenetic pace to make something happen. Oh, bad pass. Stoudemire. Yes. He had tremendous touch for a big guy. Oh, come on, Duncan. Go up strong around Steve Nash. Oh, that was weak. That was probably my fault. I should have just slowed down and positioned my body better. Blocked by Ginobili. Oberto to Ginobili. Oberto was a great passer. Look at that, over the head, Sabonis-like. Nash, whoa. He's like, why are you stepping off me? I'm a great shooter, one of the best of all time. Parker blocked. Oh, he went with the left hand. Tell you what, the Spurs better be careful here. It's only a 7-point game. Ginobili ahead to Oberto. Fabricio Oberto. Love his jerky. Oberto having a good all-around game. Oh, and Parker takes the risk. Oh, Oberto with another great pass. Finding Duncan. Nash. Stoudemire, that's too easy. Timeout, Spurs. The bearded Popovich not too thrilled right now, despite the 9-point lead. That was San Antonio's first called timeout. Oh man, I should have shot it. Elson inside. They had Marion on him, and Marion can defend him, but Elson managed to get the step. Good play from the centers today. I really like these two centers. I thought, in the era of the centers for this group, I thought these two might have been the best. I mean, you had the Nazar Muhammad, other than David Robinson, of course. They had the Nazar Muhammad, Ratcho Nesterovic, and then this group, and then Tiago Splitter. Finlay! Of course, Tiago Splitter and Boris Diaw were pretty great too. Although Diaw wasn't a center. But anyway, I don't know. Certainly in comparison with Nesterovic and Muhammad, I like these two more. Just a little bit more skilled basketball players. Nash was 16. Duncan was 16. Ginobili to the rim. Manu Ginobili. 14 points for Ginobili. Oh no. Steve Nash makes it a 10-point game. Duncan inside from Ginobili. Ginobili with 14 and 5. Stoudemire. No, rebound Duncan. Here comes Tony Parker. Oh, Boris Diaw, nice play there. Barbosa. Poked away by Ginobili. There's Marion working against Manu. Tough shot from Marion. Rebound Ginobili. Parker. Oh. Elson inside. Parker has struggled. But really the two centers have picked up his scoring slack. I was hoping Parker would spin towards the rim, not fade away. Nash. Oh no, what am I doing? Marion with 16 now. Timeout Spurs again. Parker, Barry, Bowen, Ori, and Elson. Alright, wait a minute. Parker, getting in the lane. With Ori in the game, I might be able to get in the lane a little easier. Parker and Barry, not exactly the friendliest of folk with the whole affair thing. Elson with the rebound. Parker on the pull-up. Knocks it down, and it's a 16-point game. Parker now with 7. Parker was a remarkably consistent producer in his NBA career. And I remember for years they talked about trading Jason Kidd for Parker, and I'm so glad they didn't. Parker was a great fit on the San Antonio team and in this system. And Leandro Barbosa hitting the 3. Francisco Elson running the floor. The Dutchman. He's actually from, his father was from Suriname. Let's see. No, rebound Elson. To Ori. Parker made that whole play happen. 17-point lead now for San Antonio. This game's gotten out of hand. Great quarter for the Spurs. Oh, Elson poking it away. Parker got it off and got it to go. Duncan fired up on the bench. Good end of the quarter from Tony Parker and the Spurs. Tony Parker, Francisco Elson. Bruce Bowen. Brent Berry's block on Boris Diaw. Let's see the State Farm assist of the game here. It was Brent Berry to Tim Duncan on the end one. Udrich in the game now. Berry, Bowen, Ori, and Elson. Oh, Udrich on the foul. Oh, to Raja Bell. Yes, Raja Bell knocking it down. Here's Beno Udrich. Udrich, ooh, terrible shot there. Way off the mark. Barbosa. It's good. Captain Barbosa. Uh-oh. Udrich to the rim. Fouled by Diaw. And here's Beno Udrich. Knocks it down. Quick lefty with nice shooting touch. Knocks it down. He's got 11 points. Having a very good game. Uh-oh. What am I doing? Let's just leave Barbosa wide open. 12-point game. Oh, Bell with the block and Berry with the foul. Parker back in, along with Alberto. Get out there, Parker. Barbosa. Rebound, Alberto. Alberto! What a finish inside from Fabricio Alberto. He's got 8. Oh, and Barbosa stepping out of bounds. Alberto. Oh, no. I thought I could slip that by to Alberto, but... Shoot dang. Alberto at this point was already 31 years old. Came to the NBA very late, like some European players do, or in his case, South American. Oh, Parker knocking it away. But Alberto, really was a poor man's Luis Scola type player. Nowhere near to that good, but, played very similar, and obviously both Argentinian. Here is Parker. Berry. No. Alberto fighting for it. Ori. It's good. Robert Ori hitting the 3. Wow. And Alberto continuing his all-around game. 8 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Looking for that triple single. No. Rebound Alberto. Oh. Held it too long. Here comes Diao. Blocked, but Diao gets it right back. The young Diao, very spry. Oh. Fouling Alberto. Tim Duncan in the game. Oh, what kind of a pass was that? Nash and Bell back in the game. In fact, it looks like they brought in all the starters. Well, not quite. James Jones and Diao still in the game. Oh, and Ginobili, what a steal. Manu Ginobili. He has 16. Nash. That floater blocked by Duncan. But Kurt Thomas right there. Duncan knocks down the step back. Tim Duncan with 20 now. Nash, nice move. No. Rebound Duncan. Oh, too quick. Too quick. Yep, I released it too fast. Oh, to Nash. Blocked. Ginobili. To Alberto. Inside Fabricio Alberto now in double figures. So never mind that triple single. Oh, Nash. Oh, Duncan with the steal. Ginobili. Fouled by Raja Bell. And San Antonio starting to run away with it. Manu Ginobili. Knocks them both down. And it's a 21-point lead. Wow. But the role players for the Spurs have played great. Kurt Thomas. Oh, Duncan turning, and they're going to call that a shooting foul. Duncan knocking it down. Knocks down the second. He's got 22 points, 10 rebounds. After kind of a slow start. Oh, Nash. Oh, Nash freezing Parker. What a move that was. Timeout Spurs. Ugh, he just worked me. Player of the game, Manu Ginobili, they're going to say. He came in and gave them a lot of energy. He played very well. Manu with 18 points, 6 assists. Oh. Parker to the rim. Scores it. Parker in double figures now with 11. 11.6 assists for Parker. Here's Stoudemire. Oh, Parker on the steal. Duncan, yes! Tim Duncan and the foul. Ooh, Duncan off the mark. He's got 24 points and 10 rebounds. Duncan with the rebound. Oh, should have rotated it. Bell. Stoudemire, long jumper. It's good. Stoudemire. He's been kind of quiet. Oh, Duncan. Oh, missed it. Stoudemire's actually done a pretty good job on Duncan. Bell inside. And it's a 19-point game. Oh, beautiful. Into Duncan. Let the game come to you. Duncan with 26. Ginobili on the steal. Ginobili? No. Rebound, Oberto. He has been everywhere. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists for Oberto. Oh. Bowen all over Nash. Gets just his first foul. Bowen, just an outstanding defender. Marion. Kurt Thomas. Over to Bell. They swing it around the corner. Nash in the corner. Oberto came over and got his 10th rebound. He's got the double-double. Parker into Duncan. No. Stoudemire down the lane. Fouled by Duncan. His 5th. Too little too late, though. And so they're going to go Elson and Oberto up front. Oh, blocked by Diao. Jalen Rose. Yes. There's Jalen Rose. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this game. I realize the Spurs ended up kind of with a blowout. But out of bounds, Spurs ball. But it was still a lot of fun. Oberto inside from Brent Berry. Fabricio Oberto with a great game. 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Kurt Thomas. Banks. James Jones. Yes. Francisco Elson throwing it down. The terrific athlete Elson. He has 12 points and 8 rebounds. Man, those two are honestly the player of the game. Those two combined. Elson and Oberto. We'll look at their stats here in a minute. But they're the reason I feel like we won. They just did a little bit of everything. Udrich off the bench was fantastic. Barry. Oh, he got smothered apparently. Almost banked it in. And that's going to be the game. San Antonio wins 122 to 105 in a well-balanced scoring game. Tim Duncan wondering what's going on. Still, like, I don't know what's happening. He looks confused. Look, Duncan. Look at the graphics. He even has the stretch marks like Duncan did. It's amazing graphics. Here's some highlights. Parker with the dunk, definitely a highlight. Bruce Bowen's three-pointer. And this block by Brent Barry on Boris Diaw. Oof, Duncan over Nash. Let's look at some stats here. Let's see. 62% shooting for the Spurs is the reason they won. Just 5 of 13 from 3. 92 points in the paint compared to 44. There's another big reason. Spurs had 14 turnovers. The Suns had 22. You can go back and look at those again if you want. They dominated. We dominated the well, not dominated, but we won the offensive boards. Okay, let's look at the stats. Steve Nash. Wow, he had a great game quietly. I didn't realize that. 21 points, 10 assists, 6 steals, 2 rebounds. He did have 5 turnovers, but still, solid game for Steve Nash. Sean Marion, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. They needed a big game from Stoudemire, and he played well, but not well enough. 15 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. They needed like a 25, 27-point game from him. In 06, oh, that's right, we don't have him all the way there. But he averaged like 26 points a game that year. Leandro Barbosa, 13 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 4 turnovers. Raja Bell, 12 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. Boris Diaw, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Kurt Thomas, 9 points, 8 rebounds. James Jones, 5 points. Jalen Rose, 4 points. Marcus Banks didn't score. Jermaine Jones, Pat Burke, and Eric Piatkowski didn't play. So let's see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players in double figures. Good balance. For the Spurs, Duncan led the way with 26 and 11. Didn't shoot the ball up to his normal standard, but still played really well. Let's see. Although I guess I shouldn't say that. I mean, he did shoot over 50%. Manu Ginobili was great. 18 points, 7 assists, 3 steals, 3 rebounds. Duncan also had 3 steals. Ginobili with 2 blocks. Duncan with 1 block. Fabricio Oberto, how about this guy? 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. That's just amazing. Great game for him. Francisco Elson, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. So you look at the 2 centers. They would never give you this kind of production normally. Not never, but rarely. 26 points combined, 18 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. That's fantastic. That's why, in my opinion, they were the players of the game together. Tony Parker, 11 points, 7 assists, 3 steals. And see, because of their play, oh, wow, Elson didn't miss a shot. Parker could have a bad game, and they still managed to win. Bad game by his standards, anyway. Finley, 11 points, 1 steal. Udrich, 11 points, 6 assists, 3 steals. Let's see. Bruce Bowen, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. He was great on defense. Those 2 steals led to buckets, both of them. So that was fantastic. There's his 3. Robert Horry, 7 points off the bench in limited minutes. Brent Barry, 5 points. Was 1 of 5 from 3, but that's all right. All of his threes were good shots. Jacques Vaughn, Matt Bonner, Eric Williams did not play. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players in double figures for the Spurs. It was a great game. Let's watch some Tim Duncan highlights. There's the fadeaway. I kind of forced it with him, especially early on, just like the first game I played with the Spurs and Duncan. But once he got rolling, I mean, he's tough to stop around the basket. Nice game from Timmy. Hope you enjoyed the game.